All right, good morning, everybody. So I think we are now streaming live on Facebook. So good morning. It is Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. That's when I love to go live. Today, I want to talk about gratitude. With everything that's happening right now, um, there is one place where we can all feel comfortable is um, when we go from a gratitude mode. Um, I remember feeling the same way when I come back from my first trip from Haiti, and after seeing everything that was happening there, just the thought of having a cold shower would make me angry, would make me feel that it's not fair, that why was I born here and they were born there, and um, we worked in an orphanage and they were very attaching children that we got to know and we got to spend time together and we got to love. And it was sad. So I had lots of different emotions. And it's only when one of my friends said, Natalie, stop being sad and hurt and angry and guilty. Why don't you just feel grateful instead? And that's when I thought, you know what? You are so right. Because gratitude is very different. So I started to feel thankful for what I have and grateful. And it started to empower me to work harder for the kids in Haiti. I started sponsoring children there. I wrote a book, Think Yourself Grateful, um, and and I started giving a portion of my fees to foundations. It pushed me into action more than just feeling these powerful emotions. So I would like to address a few things about gratitude, because there was some research that were conducted with people who are actually filling out a gratitude journal every day and their level of happiness. And they compare that to the level of happiness of people who had won millions of dollars at the lottery. And interestingly enough, the level of happiness was the same of people that did not win the lottery, that had a very modest life, but that were daily recording what they were grateful for, and the level of happiness of people that had just won millions of dollars. And then they studied 5 years later and 10 years later and found that once the once time had passed, people that were continuing to write down their gratitude journal every day and practicing gratitude, they would be even happier 5 to 10 years later, while the people that had won the lottery, their happiness really dropped quickly. So, and then it showed that the even the wealth of the people that were practicing gratitude was much higher and had grown exponentially. We don't know if it was directly connected with the fact that they were more grateful and practicing gratitude daily, but their level of wealth was even much higher. So it's very interesting, and that really pushed me to create Think Yourself Grateful. So in this book, what I have is um, it's a gratitude journal. So it's a one page that you fill out every day. So there's about 40 pages at the beginning that explains to you why gratitude is important and how to fill out the journal. So you could simply just download that gratitude form from my website for free. So you can go to thinkyourself.com/free dash gifts. Okay, so thinkyourself.com/free. And I think I might have this. Let me see if I have this quickly. Yeah, right here. So this is where you go. So you go to thinkyourself.com/free-gifts. Okay, so go there and then you can download this gratitude form right here. So I'll tell you a little bit what it does. So the very first one is I have accomplished this today. So it's in different sections. So the first section is a have done list, because I don't know if you're like me, but I have a long to-do list of lots of, and then every day I check 2 or 3 and I add about 8 or 9. So it doesn't make us feel really good to have these long to-do lists. It makes us feel better when we actually check marks and get things done, right? So instead of looking at your to-do list every day, which you still have to if you have a business, if you want to be organized, you kind of need to have some sort of a system. So continue to do that. And I recommend that you also have a have done list. So what have you done? Because it makes us feel really good to realize what have I done today? So the first question is, I accomplished this today. And it can be, I got up, I got dressed, hey, I had a shower, I went to work, I did grocery shopping, and you know now that going grocery shopping is a full day adventure and an experience, because you have to come home and wash everything and anyway. So what have you done? And then the second one is, I took this action towards my goal. Because the first question is, I have done this. So what have you done? You've done something. You were busy doing something all day. But the second question is, I have done this today. So there's something you have done towards your goal. So set up a goal for yourself. So what is it that you're trying to accomplish? Maybe you want to stay healthy. Maybe you want to build your business. Maybe you want to create a safe environment for your children, or have a better relationship with your spouse, or whatever is your goal. What is one thing that you've done today towards that goal? So I will tell you a little bit after what it does to your brain, because when you get into the habit of filling out these questions, your personal assistant in your head, and if you've been following me for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about the personal assistant here. So what happens is that your personal assistant sees the question, and at first your personal assistant was going to be, oh, I don't know, I haven't done anything towards my goal today. Oh no, oh well, I guess, well, when I actually went for a walk today, maybe it could work towards my health goal, so I'm just gonna put that today. So your personal assistant will make up something to fit in these lines. And then as you keep asking the same questions over and over, the second day your personal assistant is going to be like, oh, I didn't do anything either today, so am I going to be asked this question every day? Like, they're asking, like, I need to respond to this again? I need to answer these questions? Well, okay, well, today I'm just going to put whatever I put yesterday, and that's going to be fine. And then on the third day, then your personal assistant, as you ask the question at night, the very same question, your personal assistant is going to be like, oh, okay, now I got it. Am I going to be asked this every day? So I better start doing something about that. I better start making up answers. And tomorrow I will make sure that I do something towards my goal, because if I'm going to get asked every day, I better start making it up. And I better start creating it. So somehow during the day, your unconscious mind, the most powerful structure of the universe that you are now training to create opportunities for yourself, your personal assistant is going to make sure that it reminds you to do something about your goal, and give you ideas and create opportunities for you, put you in the elevator with the right person to meet this person that will open doors for you, or whatever it is. So let's keep going with the question. So you understand now how keeping at it, because the first few days it might take you almost an hour to fill out these questions, and then as you go it's going to take you 2 minutes. Yeah, this, yeah, I know, I've done this, I've done that, because your personal assistant will know to expect these questions. So the next one is my have been list. So the have done, then we go into the have been section. So here's a positive emotion that I chose to feel today. Here's a positive emotion that I chose to feel today. So let's say you're in your car, you're in traffic, and then somebody cuts you off. And you feel angry right off the bat because the person surprised you and you're like, oh yeah, such a stupid driver, blah, blah, blah. And then you consciously talk to yourself into, you know what? I'm just going to calm down here and I'm safe. Everybody's safe. We're good. And I'm going to choose to feel happy that I am not that angry driver. Or you make up a story, like the story I make up in my head when that happens to me. I say, oh, their wife is pregnant and they're taking her to the hospital. And it makes me feel good. So I choose to feel a positive emotion. And then I'm like, oh, I hope they make it on time. And then it makes me feel so, I don't know why this person cut me off. I have no idea. And yes, maybe it's just a jerk. But maybe there's a positive thing, and I'm going to make it up because I don't know anyway. So I don't know what happens in their head and what's happening in this person's life. So might as well make up something that makes me feel good. So what is a positive emotion that I chose to feel today? And then here's a positive belief that I chose to create today. And so a positive belief that I chose to create today, or an existing positive belief that served me today. So this one is about choosing to believe something. It's about rephrasing something in your head. So let's say you hear yourself say, oh my gosh, yeah, of course I screwed that up because I'm such a loser. What did I just think? Wait, this is not serving me today. I'm going to have to choose something else. So you want to rephrase it in your head, and you can use the two-step technique that I gave you on my website. It's in the free gifts as well. So you will choose to say, wait, I used to make mistakes a lot, and now I'm in the process of becoming more aware and more in control of what I do. I used to lose my temper, and now I'm choosing to believe that I can change. I'm in the process of becoming better. Or because sometimes we have limiting beliefs, and by identifying them, as soon as you hear something nasty in your head, and you know that nasty voice I'm talking about, right? So you tell that voice, wait a minute, I choose not to believe that. I would like this belief to be this instead. I would like to believe that I can change, that my personality is not set in stone and I can be better than that. Or that I realize that it's not serving me to believe this. So find a new positive belief you chose to create, or a serving, an existing belief that has served you today. So find something. And as I said, the first day and the second and the third, eventually it might not always be easy and very it might not always be coming to mind very quickly. And as you keep going and you keep asking your personal assistant to come up with answers, it will become natural. It will become easy. And then the gratitudes. So that's the next section. Today, I am grateful for. So what are you grateful for? You're grateful for having a roof over your head. You're grateful for your health, for your children, for your spouse, that your parents are alive, that you get to go out grocery shopping. Unlike my friends in Haiti right now, they are in stage 1. So the number of cases there just went from 100 to 3,000. And social distancing is not quite possible because they do need to go in the market in the city to be fed. And it's not easy. The testing is not as easy there. So what are you grateful for? And write that down. And it can repeat daily. It can be new things. It can be very subtle. You could just be grateful because you saw a beautiful flower outside. I'm grateful that it's not raining today because I have an outdoor strong class tonight, and I really want for the temperature to stay dry. So write down what you're grateful for. And then the last one is my plan for tomorrow. So when you do this at night, and then you write down that one thing. So tomorrow I will end the day having done this very important thing. What is one thing that you absolutely need to have done tomorrow? So when you go to bed tomorrow night, so when you fill out your journal tomorrow, and maybe a lot of families do this at dinner, so you print a whole bunch of copies for your family, or some people just bought a journal for each of their kids, and every night they do that together as a family over dinner. So tomorrow I will end the day having done this very important thing. So what is that one thing that you want to have done? So when you start your day, when you have the most energy, you will start with that because that's the most important thing you want to have done. So look at maybe at that long to-do list that you have and choose one thing, and you're like, oh, I have to do that. This is not only urgent, it is also important. Because remember, there are a lot of things that are urgent but are not important. Maybe they're urgent for somebody else, like emails coming in or texts coming in or messages. These are urgent for somebody else. They want something from you and they send you an email or a text or a message to ask you for something. That's urgent because it's right there, and we tend to go towards these things, but it's not important for you. It's important for them. There might be some of these texts and messages and emails that are important for you as well. These become urgent and important as well. So you want to start with those. And maybe there are things on your to-do list that don't involve looking at your emails at all until 10:30 a.m. or until 4 p.m. So you want to decide what is that one important thing that you want to have done by the end of the day tomorrow. So here's that gratitude form, and I just want to leave you with a quick story about what I have learned from my time in Haiti. So this is standing in line with their little bowl of rice. So I don't need to tell you that Haiti is one of the poorest countries in the world. I have seen them stand in line, have their one scoop of rice given for lunch, eat half of it, and then climb over the fence to give the other half to their parents waiting on the other side because food is scarce. Because when we were there, it was 3 or 4 weeks after the October earthquake. So the situation there was not the greatest. And food was really scarce. So they were relying on the donations and the rice given. So we delivered a whole bunch of rice to the outskirts schools as well, in the mountains and etc. So one night we're all sitting in the courtyard. There's maybe 15, 20 of them around, and I'm teaching them the circle of excellence. So they're listening, they're attentive, they love to learn, they're amazing kids. So you draw, that circle of excellence. You draw a circle on the floor, and when you don't feel good, you step in the circle, you power pose, and then it makes you feel better, right? So they're listening, and then Angelina comes to me, and she goes, when again do we go in the circle? I said, well, when you don't feel good, when you're not happy. So she thinks about it. Yeah, but aren't we happy all the time? So I'm like, yes, and I don't know what to say, and I'm just about to cry, and I'm like, oh, guys, that's fine. This this is not for you. Like, we use this technique in Canada, when we don't feel good, we use this, but guys, you guys are fine. You don't need this technique here. Yeah, I said that. Not my proudest moment. So Jouvensley, one of the twin brothers, comes and grabs my hand. What? You're not happy in Canada? You have everything in Canada. So by this time, I'm bawling, and then they all come to me to give me a big hug because poor me, I am not happy in Canada. So if these little human beings can be happy all the time, I think we're going to be okay. I really think we're going to be okay. And I really have lots of hope right now. And if we all go from a place of gratitude, and with everything that is happening, with social rights, with justice, and Black Lives Matter, we need to take a stand together and coming from a place of gratitude. And I believe that right now is the best time for change, because we are, with the pandemic, brought back to our roots through what's really important. We're back to the basics, to what is normal, we're not out there spending on unuseful stuff, and we're not out there doing things that are not related to our basic needs. We've stripped down to the bare minimum. We are all living and spending more time with our family, with our closed ones. And there are exceptions. I do understand that some families, it's the reverse. They are not together and they're separated by the pandemic. And yet I am sure that it brought us closer, and made us realize how important these friendship, these family links are. So I believe that right now is the time that we will start creating a solution. And I believe that it's time, that I have hope. The world can change, and right now there's lots of tools. If you have watched the amazing Rose Adams last week, she gave us tools and concrete tips. So I'm continuing to post them. So have a look on my social media. She's absolutely an outstanding woman, and proud Black woman, like she likes to say. And we have the tools. So let's get to work and let's make this world a better place. And this starts with gratitude. Bye, everyone.